As a pianist, you spend a lot of time looking at the tops and the backs of your hands. But let's just talk about what's really inside your hand. As you may or may not know, you have 4 fingers, 1 thumb, and how many tendons? You have 3 tendons. And you may already be aware of this because if you try and lift your second finger, lifts great, your thumb lifts fine, your third finger, but then when you go to lift your 4th finger, it's kind of the weakling of the bunch. There's nothing wrong with you, this is just part of the human condition. It shares a tendon with the 3rd finger. 5th finger does its own thing very well. And this creates a problem in playing, but there's some exercises we can work on to strengthen this. It's a really simple exercise which will drive you a little bit crazy, kind of like one of these kinds of things. So let's just try a simple exercise. You're going to cover C, D, E, F, G, 5-finger pattern, and you're going to hold down 2 and 4. Okay? Now this is a little bit like yoga. I'm pretty terrible at yoga, but from here down I'm pretty good at it. So, meaning that it's a stretching of muscles and a combination of kind of muscle groups that are sometimes a little bit awkward, but it's going to be good for you to develop finger independence. So I'm going to hold down 2 and 4, and while I do this, I'm going to lift up 1, 3, and 5, and I don't really play the piano this way per se, but I'm going to really just stretch as much as I can here, and I'm going to play and let it go. Now, if you try this at home, I suspect if you haven't done this before, what's going to happen is that when you go to play 1, 3, 5, your 4th finger is going to go whoops and it's going to lift off. And that's because of this confusion that the 3rd and 4th finger have, that the 4th finger doesn't have its own tendon, that it's piggybacking on another one. So, try this a number of times, and I think you'll have a quick learning curve. You're going to lift your fingers high, stretch, drop hard, and then play it staccato. Do the same, 10 times, 1,000 times. Now let's do it with the opposite. We're going to hold down 1, 3, 5, C, E, G, and while we do that, we're going to play 2 and 4. Again, we're going to lift as much as possible. You can see from my hand, 2nd finger has no problem lifting up towards the sky here. 4th finger doesn't do much, but it's to be expected. And then I'm going to come crashing down. And again, watch that your held fingers, 1, 3, 5, especially 3, stay held while this is happening. If you haven't tried this, try it right now. It's going to drive you a little crazy, but you'll quickly get it, I think, within just a few minutes. Okay, now that you're back, let's put some of this into a kind of technical exercise that you can work on. It doesn't sound especially nice, but it's very helpful for your finger independence. We're going to do a little exercise, and the kind of time signature of this is in 6/8. And what it's going to have is different fingers moving at different speeds at the same time. Some notes moving, some notes held. So it's going to sound ultimately like this. And different combinations of that. Let me explain what I played. So again, I'm playing 1, 3, 5, C, E, G, and my 4th and 5th fingers are playing in 8th note pattern in a 6/8, so they're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My 4th and 5th fingers are doing that. But what makes it difficult is that I'm holding my 3rd finger the entire time. So my 3rd finger is holding here, and my 1st and 2nd finger are playing at the half bar level. So they're playing like dotted quarters. So every 3 notes that my upper part of my hand plays, my left hand then, the bottom part of my right hand plays C or D. So it sounds. It's a real tongue twister. Now, the great thing about this really aggravating but simple exercise is that you can turn it in every permutation. So I can do now the same thing, but instead of doing it with 4 and 5 moving, I can do it with 1 and 2 moving on the C and the D. That that's really difficult. Once you do the other one, try switching to that. It'll drive you a little crazy. And I can do the same combination, moving 3 and 4. Tricky. Let's see, 3 and 4, and let's hold 5th finger the entire time. So it's the anchor note. 3 and 4 are moving, and 1 and 2 are moving against that pattern at the half bar level. So I'd have. Ooh, it's difficult. So work on these exercises, and don't forget your left hand, just as important and often neglected. Keep working on those, and we'll come back with more videos to strengthen your technique.